All right. Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Market Pulse with your host, Tone Vays, coming to you bright and early. Finally, 30 minutes ahead of market open, so we can take a look and see what's going on and prepare for our trading day across all markets, stock market, oil, gold, and of course, the one and only Bitcoin. Welcome as people come in. We're going to go right into screen share and go from there. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Bitcoin went up as usual early on in the weekend, and of course went down as usual as of last evening, starting Sunday night, along with a slumping market in the futures. All right, I'm gonna go to screen share. I'm also gonna pull out your live chat so I can try to keep an eye on that. We may get to some questions today because I'm starting pretty early. Please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button. And this I could close. All right. Okay, here we go. Screen share. Check out the on-demand videos. There are no workshops in the near future. I may do some more on the upcoming weekends as people are still in quarantine. I actually totally forgot to change my background. We should definitely add a day to our quarantine. Let's go ahead and do that. It's the only way I can keep track of days these days. Let me drop this background and I'm gonna add, I believe I did a video on Sunday, so my days are up to date. I just gotta grab, I believe it's this one. 43 days in isolation. Here we go. Time keeps ticking away. All right. If you want to purchase a workshop on demand video for any of these topics, please check out that page. If you want to support this here podcast, please check out the affiliate page. All right, let's take a look at the stock market first, and then we'll get to Bitcoin later. People will be joining us for Bitcoin. Currently at 300 live viewers. Right here, we have the 10-minute futures market, and we are slumping down a little bit. You have to look at the daily to see what the percentage looks like for our drop going into the day. And we did hit that next level Fibonacci. We are bouncing back a little bit. We are still down 18 points from Friday's close. That's not good, but it's also not that terrible. It's not the end of the world. Let's see what happens at market open. It's very possible we could pull back up and get back to the area where the market closed. I am currently not long or short in the S&P 500. I have a bunch of trades in the market that we entered during the options course. They are for very little money as sample trades, and they are leaning to the bullish side. So it would be nice for the market to rally in order for those trades to do better. Some of those trades will still profit if the market drops. The one trade that I did exit from that options course was a very complicated trade on NVDA, and that trade did come out with a 20% gain in 1 week. Though that was definitely have to sweat that one out. But one trade, but that was going to be that was the highest risk, highest reward trade. Actually, the risk wasn't that high. That was well, you get into like advanced spread trading, things are very different. Okay, so let's look at the big picture of the S&P. That is a very nasty candle. That is a classic shooting star reversal candle. Those that took my basic introduction to trading course would know that I only care about the shooting star candles. Let me see if this is better audio. I can move the mic closer to me like this. It is going to block my face. I kind of redesigned my studio a little bit. But this should, it's actually blocking a lot of stuff, including your live chat. So maybe we can do this. Oh, not where I want it to go. Not sure how that ended up there. Interesting. But right here, you do have the shooting star candle. And for me to care about the shooting star candle, I really need at least 5 candles of upside. And we certainly got 5 candles of upside. 1, 2, 3. Well, this is a down candle, but it's still moving in the right direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that was the 6th candle. So I'm okay with that shooting star being in that area. Oh, so loud. Yeah, the audio will adjust, but yeah, but having a mic closer to me just blocks my face. So we'll see. We'll find a good happy medium here somewhere. So the big picture right now in the S&P is bearish, but we did break the weekly lucid SAR, and we also are on a 4 of 9 sequential on the weekly. We never made it to our 9 on a weekly to the downside, which is kind of disappointing. I wonder what that thing is, which is a little disappointing. Oh, that's the new lucid SAR. Wow, that is low. That was disappointing. It would have given me a nice entry into the market. The RSI is neutral and the MACD is about to cross bullish. The RSI, you could say that it's bullish on the S&P. Let's go back to the 10-minute chart. We will be keeping an eye on this as we get into market open. We're starting to pull back a little bit into market open. Let's look at oil. Oil is rising. Those that were able to take on good oil trades here at the lows with the 9 have done very well. I attempted to take an oil trade on USO, but that didn't quite work out for me because my broker wouldn't let me. It saw it as too leverage of an instrument for a retirement fund. So I was not able to enter my USO trade, and I didn't have time to deal with the rest. Here's a daily chart of USO, and it looks like it made a low on April 28th. Interesting. That's after the new split. Looks like there could still be room and time to enter the USO long. Now that they've restructured it, should be a lot cleaner with options now because of the $18 price tag. I will probably wait for the weekly 9. I'm going to trust the indicators. By the way, I'm still testing the new version of the code. We'll release that soon. I'm going to wait for the weekly 9. There's also a monthly 9 coming up in about 4 months. We'll see where oil goes. Let's go to gold. All right, we're at 730 live viewers. Come on, guys, get those likes up. That helps out, and we will take a look at Bitcoin. I think I'll cross 1,000 live viewers soon, and we'll look at Bitcoin then with 1,000 live viewers. Why does that happen every time? Every time I go live, my internet cuts out. I don't know why that is. Every single time. So annoying. But we're back. I'm not really sure on what internet we're back on. My computer is still showing me no internet. So what the hell am I connected to? Okay, I'm back. All right, let's go back to screen share. All right, we should be back. Let me just double check. Oh, my background is off. Damn. It's not a good day today. I had it adjusted, but there we go. Forgot to check on that. Okay. Let's get back into the stream. So gold pulled back quite nicely. Well, it did it twice, but this is a better one because it happened later on in time. And it pulled back to the area of the breakout. So that is actually enough. Perhaps there is a trade in GLD. I am bullish gold, more bullish gold than bearish gold. We had our 9, we had our pullback. Never quite got to a 9 on the daily for a buying opportunity, but I like this final low on Friday. So I can certainly see gold breaking out and going back to challenge the old all-time highs. So that could work out. All right, let's before we get to Bitcoin, hey guys, please support with the affiliate page. If you are looking for a really cool Bitcoin debit card, you can see mine right here. It's always on my desk and then it's in my pocket. But since I'm not going anywhere in quarantine, it's mostly on my desk. That is the Embley card. You can spend Bitcoin anywhere you like and start a really cool conversation when you hand it over to, say, a waitress. All right. Exchanges, US compliant, US not compliant. Trader, I had Joe on the show talking about Trader and order books. Really cool stuff. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the big picture as we usually do. The last time I did a video, I drew these arrows because I think that the stock market will struggle going into the fall. We could have a second outbreak of the virus coming through. And I don't think the economy is going to get shut down again. But I think all this disruption is eventually going to catch up to the economy. And Bitcoin will not do well in that environment. I do see Bitcoin as a safe haven, but there's still too many, as we like to call them, moon boys out there. There's still too many people that think Bitcoin is going to be 100,000 by end of year. And that, I don't think that's going to happen. It's possible. It's more likely that Bitcoin will go to 100,000 this year than say 2,000. I don't see 2,000 coming. I think 100,000 is possible, but in reality, neither is very likely. For me, the most likely path in Bitcoin is a struggle before a breakout. And I think that struggle will last into next year. So that is my overall big picture on Bitcoin. We have a new month, so we can take a look at the monthly chart. This is our monthly chart. We can take a look at the oscillators now that the candle has closed. The RSI is kind of neutral, slightly leaning bullish. The MACD is still leaning a little bit bearish. The stop and reverse points are still bearish on a monthly scale. The moving averages, Consensio, are bullish, and we have a red 1 price flip. This could turn into a green 2 above a green 1. So if Bitcoin can move past 9,500, this becomes a green 2 above a green 1, something that we had once before right here back in February, but it led to some catastrophic falls. If it happens again, I would be very bullish Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can get above 9,500 and close May above 9,500, I would be very, very bullish Bitcoin. I just don't think that's likely to happen. Let's look at the oscillator since I have them up on the weekly chart. The RSI is looking pretty good. It's pretty clean. It's pretty bullish on a weekly scale. The MACD has also crossed into bullish territory and is looking very good for the bulls. Let's look at the CMF. The CMF is actually also favoring the bulls. So we do have some things favoring the bulls. The weekly chart, as we can see, I don't have the lucid SARs up. We can take a look at those. Lucid SARs are still telling you to be cautious and be bearish, but lucid SARs aren't like, this is like the one time where lucid SARs are acting really, really well. Also here, beautiful way to break the lucid SAR. Unfortunately, it happened at the end of a count to a 9. But right here, it's a little bit tough. We still have the plus signs below. That is the 13 that's being deferred, because in order for us to get a 13, we need to cross this high of 11,000, which is very, very challenging to do under current circumstances. Let's so here's the weekly chart. We got rejected by this trend line, not surprised. And now I think we begin our path down, and we will see how far we get. Right now we're holding up well, but I'm still kind of bearish short term. The reason why I'm bearish short term is because of the daily chart. Let's look at the oscillators first. Oops, that didn't help at all. Let's move this back, down. Let's move this up. Okay. No, I still got them backwards. Let's move this up. Yes. So here is BitMax funding rate, and BitMax funding rate continues to favor the bulls. Everyone is over bearish in this market. Everyone talks about shooting to the moon, but when you put your money on the line, everyone wants to go short. So this certainly favors the bulls. Hey, we have 1,000 live viewers. Thank you, guys. You can look at it another way, favoring the bulls ever so slightly on the BitMax funding rate. These are the BitMax funding rates, and they are favoring the bulls. Oh, I'm sorry. This one is favoring the bears. They're a little bit different. Right here, we're favoring the bears on this one. We've been favoring the bears for a week. And this one, I guess they're being calculated differently. This one is also favoring the bears. I'm sorry, guys. I'm reading that wrong. This one is favoring the bears. Your BitMax funding rate is above 0, so it costs you more money to be long. That says the majority is always wrong. Look how it was everyone was generally short up until April 22nd. On April 22nd, people started to consistently be long. And you can see on April 22nd, this is where we broke out of the triangle. So BitMax funding rate usually shows you the opposite of where price is, and then it is usually right. So BitMax funding rate is telling you to be short. Now, we were a lot lower earlier today, and we're going to dig into the 4-hour chart and take a look at that. The RSI just told you to get out of this market. The RSI on the daily, when the RSI gets out of the overbought condition, it tells you to get the hell out. That is a sell signal, and we have a sell signal for Bitcoin on the daily chart based on RSI. The MACD is always late to the party, and the MACD is telling you not to get out of the market yet. But once it crosses, we need to pull back for a few more days, and the MACD will cross. This is where the MACD told you to get in. That was March 20th, and it never told you to get out. You see, as close as the MACD came to crossing, it never did. It may finally cross soon, and that's why I remain short-term bearish. Oh, wait, we got to look at the price action. Most important. Here's the price action. We broke out of a triangle perfectly. Perfect with TA, broke out of a triangle. I can't believe it was this many days ago. It was April 23rd. And wow, I've already been in quarantine since here. I flew back from South Africa on March 19th. Wow, I've been with you guys through all of this. I have sold all my GBTC short-term trading. And right now, I don't have any short-term positions on Bitcoin. I will wait. I will remain patient. I am still waiting for some red counts. Yes, the green 2 went above a green 1, and it was above the 9 candle, but it wasn't above the 8 candle. I didn't like this, and it was happening early on in the weekend. And I know from very recent past experience that early on in the weekend, we go up, and then late in the weekend, we go down. and therefore I wasn't interested in jumping in. Not that I could, because on the weekend GBTC is closed. We almost broke the Lucid SAR this morning, but we're still holding it. We'll probably break it tomorrow. Now, the longer we stay up here, the more likely this $8,000 area will be support. If we stay up here another 3 to 4 days, if we don't approach this area until the end of the week, this will probably be decent support. If this support breaks, 7,200 should be decent support. I think there will be one more rally into, there'll be one more rally into the halving. I believe so. If not, maybe a FOMO rally right after the halving. But we're still going to pull back more in the near future, in my view. That's our daily chart. Let's go take a look at the 4-hour chart. So the 4-hour chart topped yesterday on a 9, had a pretty bad candle. Earlier at midnight, I believe this is in New York time, midnight, that's when we made our new low. I drew this line yesterday. This is a very critical support line. We should make it red. And right now we're holding that line. We have to break this line on a close-end basis. We also have a moving average approaching that line. As for the oscillators on the 4-hour chart, the RSI remains in a bearish posture going down. The MACD remains in a bearish posture going down. And the CMF is pretty much in a bearish posture with a glimpse of hope into the bullishness, which could all end if this candle in the next 2.5 hours goes down. The market opens in 5 minutes, and we will keep an eye on the market as it opens. Okay, that is our 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart is approaching a 9 buying opportunity. So we will see. Yeah, you know, it's hard with this mic because now it's blocking my monitors, which I kind of need to see what's going on. All right. Let's go back to the S&P and watch for market open. We can take a look at the daily chart in the futures. I do have to raise this Fibonacci because we clearly went higher. And now they're not in sync anymore, which kind of sucks. And that means if we start dropping, where is the likelihood for that drop? If we start dropping, the likelihood for the drop is right there, 26.67. I am not short in the market. I may enter some short positions today, depending on how we do. All right, we got a few questions. Let me see what you guys got. Hit those like buttons, guys. We're at 1,200 live viewers. Would love to see 500 likes on this video. It does help spread the word, and it does make these videos not get shadow banned by YouTube, as what's happening with a lot of other YouTubers. Let's look at your questions. Does the fact that nobody uses Bitcoin in the real world make the halving irrelevant? That's not true. A lot of people use Bitcoin in the real world. And you also have to speak about it relatively. The use, sure, not a lot of people use Bitcoin in the world, but 1,000 times more people use Bitcoin than all the other shitcoins combined. So what are you comparing it to? Bitcoin allows you to do things with it no other payment system does. And that's okay. The halving is very relevant. The halving is relevant because it's a Bitcoin event. It's being discussed. And it does, after this halving, give it another 6 months, and Bitcoin will have the most optimal stock to flow ratio of any metal or any asset in the world. So the halving is totally relevant. Bitcoin daily chart. If the 21-day moving average crosses the 200, could you see a slingshot upwards? I know I don't, because the 21 day on that's the weekly chart. Sorry, the daily chart. I don't even have the 21 day. I have the 50, the 128, and the 200. The 20-day moving average is not that relevant. It's a very short-term moving average. The 20-day moving average crossing the 200-day isn't really relevant at all in any market. It's more 50 versus 200 and 20 versus 50. The 20 versus 200 is generally not that relevant because they are too far apart. They are very, very different. What's the point of no return for the downside to retest the lows? To me, the point of no return is approximately $700, but that will rise. So to me, the point of no return was below 700 before the halving. Now the halving is coming up soon. What do we got? 7 days? By the way, we're going to have an epic show on this channel for the halving. Epic show on this channel for the halving. And the halving is coming. It's a week away. It's going to be in 7 days plus 8 hours. Today is Monday. So, man, it looks like it will be happening in the evening. I was hoping it would be in the morning. That's okay. Either way, we're going to get an 8-hour live stream going. So, what was the question? I already forgot. Oh, markets are open. For me, it's 700 before the halving and probably 1500 after the halving. So the $1,500 value that I thought we could actually hit before the halving is now my point of no return. I don't think we're going to go that low. I think Bitcoin's in trouble if it goes that low. All right, let's look at the 10-minute candles on the futures. Let's see if we're going up or down. We are holding steady. Very interesting. The market is open. Market has been open for 30 seconds. The market is open today, right? Yeah, there it is. There it goes. Let's see where it goes. Seems to be very, very orderly at market open. Oh, now it's starting to drop. All right, let's look at your other questions, guys. We're almost at 1,300 viewers. Beautiful. The CNBC and major news networks covering Bitcoin again signal the end of the bullish move or the start of one. It's signaling the start of one, not the end of one. Because if we go to, say, Google Trends, and we do a search for buy Bitcoin, I actually wanted to go to Google Trends. So here's a search for Bitcoin. Nigeria. Really? Here comes another Ponzi scheme. Whoever is in Nigeria, you got a Ponzi scheme going on. There's no reason why you're searching for Bitcoin way more than, say, Australia or Switzerland, South Africa, Ghana. Interesting. Why? Ah, look at that. So, past 12 months, we should go further. Let's go, well, 2004 is kind of far. Let's go 5 years. Okay. But searching for Bitcoin isn't as interesting as searching for buy Bitcoin. You can also compare the two. Okay. This was the beginning of the end. See the top. This is December. This is when we're topped. This is on the back end. But right here, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for this peak. See, this is to 2017, April. And then we stayed up here. And then, boom, we exploded. 5 is too far. Let's go. I don't have an option. Should I do like 3 years back, maybe? Uh, 2016. So I guess 4 years. Let's give us one more year here. One less year here. So right here, this thing begins in April of 2017, and it takes off like a rocket in November in its final month. We've never taken off like that since. We had a little bit of a blimp right here back in June of last year. Now remember, the bottom came in June of last year. We were bubbling up. Like, look at the difference. Look how many people were trying to buy Bitcoin. So in November 2019, what was the price of Bitcoin in November 2019? Here's November 2019. Right here, this FOMO. Price of Bitcoin was only 8,000. And it shot up to 20. Here's June. Price of Bitcoin went all the way to 14,000. Look at your trends. Nothing. Nothing. Unsustainable top. The FOMO was not real. No one came. No mass adoption. No retail. No one showed up. That's why I was very skeptical of that rise leading to anything more. Now, look at it today. Very promising. Right now, we was a 10. I don't know what the 10 means, but 10. Right here in March, when Bitcoin crashed, right in that week, March 15 to 21, 10. And look at it again, still 10. We are in this area here. Very, very important. If we can get this up to 20, if this can rise up to 20 over the rest of the year, now we're replicating this area. And now it's way more likely to get a FOMO in. This, I talked about it back then. I had a dozen reasons as to why this $14,000 price was like bullshit and not real. I didn't know why. It turned out to be the Plus token scam out of China. I had no idea why. I just knew that the TA didn't support it. Google Trends didn't support it. All metrics didn't support it. I disagreed with my friends with on-chain volume. I mean, on-chain volume was kind of supporting it because, look, somebody's buying Bitcoin. I didn't know who it was. People are clearly buying Bitcoin, but to me, it was unsustainable. If we continue to consolidate in this triangle, as more and more people start to search for buy Bitcoin, it's great. Can I compare that to Tone Vays? People searching for me? It's not a fair comparison. Nothing's going to show up. Oh, look, right there. I got to drop the other one. How do I normalize that? Let me see. Wow, look at that. Switzerland, Australia, Netherlands. So here are searches for me in November. They're pretty much up there with the price of Bitcoin. Here it is during the crash, right? So this is the FOMO. This is the crash at the end. So this is where the bubble tops, and this is where the bubble ends, because the bubble ended like in November, December. So what is this? November 18 to 24. What was the price of Bitcoin? That was in December. Oh, that was right here. Right. So this is when I went hugely short leveraged right at the end of this triangle, and I shorted the market, and it led to some unfortunate events happening. But I was right on the market. So that explains me being popular right here, being right about the short. Even I forgot that part. And I can use this right here. Boom. Tone Vays is becoming popular again. I can tell by the viewers. We have 1,300 viewers. So you can say, hey, you became a bull And now you're talking up Bitcoin because you're finally invested in Bitcoin. Well, I've always been invested in Bitcoin. My position in Bitcoin hasn't really changed. I never sold the top. I held through it like I told everybody else to. And my popularity is rising, and so is the price of Bitcoin. So this was an anomaly. This was me being very right on a trade and being right about the crash. But this right here, my popularity grew with Bitcoin, and here it is again. You know, the trend is starting to rise. I don't see a rise in this trend anywhere on this chart other than right now. See, it was down to 0. No one cared about Vays right here. What was the lowest I had? Looks like a 4. I can zoom in on that. So, and this is where I first started out. Like my YouTube channel didn't even start until October. I was already in the space, but not with my own YouTube channel. So, yeah. So here we are. So I mean, things are lining up again. Things are lining up like it's early 2016, early like late 2015, early 2016. So if we go to the monthly scale, we are here. We are in this vicinity. Late 2015, early 2016. We're starting it up. Now, this can take, remember, it took, the bear market was longer this time. So this may be a longer consolidation. We were, this is a 62% Fibonacci on the way down. Wait, where's that Fibonacci coming from? Right, okay. Did I drew that backwards or something? No, that's correct. Sorry. That's a 62% Fibonacci coming down. And we got stuck under that for a while. So here is that same 62% Fibonacci right here. There it is. This line that we're stuck under right now is the identical line we got stuck under for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And the 7th month finally broke us out. So here we are again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last time it took 7 months to break us out. This time it might take longer. It might take longer than 7 months to break us out. Same line though. Same line. And then we back tested that line 4 months after breakout. And then we finally went up. Okay. All right, let's go back to the markets. We are coming up on 10 a.m. We are going down. Oh, beautiful 9 right here, but it happened in the middle of the night. Let's see if the market reverses at 10 a.m. This is not a very catastrophic fall in the market. I think it's still somewhat orderly. Let's look at this is still the weekly chart. See, this is not giving me a good entry here. This is the weekly chart. I would love to go short on the break of this body, but we gapped over that. So I don't have an opportunity to go short in the market. I got to take a look at my positions. It's gapping. I don't chase markets. I will sit out the entire bear market. If we go down to 1,000 on the S&P, but if we gap down each step of the way, I will miss the entire downturn. I will not invest in the downturn. I will just sit out and wait for a rebound. I don't chase stocks. That doesn't mean it's that's just the way I trade. Everyone should have their own trading style. My trading style is I don't chase. I've lost too much money in my life chasing stocks. So I don't do it anymore. If I don't have a good, clean, orderly entry, I go and find another asset. I'd rather go long gold maybe. Let's see how that's doing. Potentially, when I close this in about 15 minutes, we'll see. I still got a few more questions from you guys. But hey, if you want to support, of course, hit the like button and share this with your friends. But also check out the affiliate page on tonevays.com. There's also the store. I would love to go back outside after quarantine and start using this bad boy, this Embly debit card, Bitcoin debit card everywhere. Absolutely awesome. And you can also check out the store. We got a bunch of merch there for you. Really, really cool. And of course, our events. We have the Financial Summit will be in Bali the first week of November. Here it is. Go ahead and check that out. And Understanding Bitcoin in Malta the first week of October. All travel. I'm expecting to be back by then. Okay, so where do we go next? Let's go back to the short-term Bitcoin chart and take a look at a few more questions. This is a pretty bullish candle. Let's see how this day ends. And right now we are approaching a 9 on the sequential. To get that 9, we would need to drop lower than this 5 candle. All right, more questions. Did you see? No, I haven't. Like, did you see? No, I haven't seen anything. Did you see the season premiere of Billions last night? I did not know Billions is back. I am gonna start watching that. Thank you. I have been trying to catch up to this. Catching up. I've been trading. Trading takes up a lot of your time. I've been trading. People are still hitting me up. I've been doing a lot of interviews. I got interviews every day this week. Online conferences. There's a lot going on. I don't get to watch much TV, unfortunately, but I will catch the season premiere of Billions. Thank you for that. Do you have to spend Bitcoin on Embly card? Can I just spend and deposit fiat? Kinda. You can. You should watch my interview with Embly. If you just go to my playlists, and it was the last interview I did for On the Record. You can deposit Tether if you have Tether. You can do it. You don't have to spend your Bitcoin, but you need Tether. They don't have a way for you to fund a Bitcoin debit card with a credit card or your bank account. The purpose of the card is for those that have Bitcoin to spend Bitcoin. But if you want to promote Bitcoin with a cool looking Bitcoin design, and you want to, load it up with fiat and then just spend the fiat, you'll have to probably pay some extra fees. But I'll ask them. They have a chat. They have a Telegram chat that you could join. Check out their Twitter and stuff. I'm not like directly working with the company. I'm just a fan of what they're doing. Tone, you used to mention significant Bitcoin dates. Is there any date soon? I need to redo that research, guys. I'm sorry. I haven't looked into the Bitcoin time cycles in a while. I haven't done that. I need to find the time and get that up and running again. I don't know if there's any critical dates coming up. I don't think so. There was a critical date in 2017, and the next critical date was going to be 2019, and the next critical date is going to be in 2021. So 2020 is kind of date free, but I should probably check when that 2019 date was. Probably missed something important. Thoughts on Bitcoin hash rate hitting all-time high? What happens after the halving? Do shitcoins benefit with easier difficulties? Not really. There's only very few shitcoins that benefit directly from a Bitcoin halving. Btrash is one of them. BSV is probably another. There's not that many coins that are on the same Bitcoin algorithm that you can just flip your miners to. So shitcoins don't really benefit. The Bitcoin hash rate going up, it makes sense because people want to get as much hash rate online as possible. Beautiful. There it is. People want to get as much hash rate online as possible before the halving because they know they may have to shut down. So I'm very happy about this. It means Bitcoin has extra security. Wow, you guys have a lot of questions. And I see a tipped question that just jumped the queue. Thank you, Mark, once again, for your very generous donation. Tone, can you take a look at Tesla and, what is that, Guild? Sure. Let's go take a look. Elon Musk is like destroyed Tesla stock rise. Not very smart of him. Well, we're up today. Up a little. No comment. Tesla's consolidating. It's on a red 2, so no TA based on sequential. It's on a red 2 that didn't go below red 1. It's on a monthly 9. Ooh, look at that. the indicator is doing its job and warning me, hey, Tesla's on a monthly 9. So Tesla could be in trouble for the rest of the year, actually, which makes sense. I don't want to mess with a monthly 9 on Tesla. We can go to the monthly chart and take a look. There it is. There's the monthly 9. We broke out of this range here. And Tesla's in a bit of trouble. I would stay away from Tesla right now. I agree with Elon Musk. Tesla is probably overpriced for the short term, but I'm not the CEO of the company. So I can say it. He can't. Well, he did say it, so he could, but he shouldn't have said it. And Guild. What is Guild? I don't know what Guild is. Guild Science. Looks like a pharmaceutical. That's the monthly chart. The monthly chart is consolidating, not interesting. The weekly chart, it is in a bullish posture. The weekly chart is certainly rising here. It's very erratic. I would be more bullish than bearish on Guild right now on the weekly chart and the daily chart. The daily chart is also very erratic, but a little leaning bullish here. Look at your beautiful support. I mean, I'm drawing the best fit line here. It looks good. Still holding that support. If I was holding this stock, I wouldn't be too concerned. But the market is kind of dropping. So maybe there is some concern to be had. We're coming up on 10 a.m. The market reversal could be coming. I would love to get a nice clean short into the market. I know a lot of people already went short, and I missed my shorting opportunity. Unfortunately, this is the daily chart of the S&P. I have missed my my shorting opportunity here because I shorted here and I got out there. I would love for this to pull back and close the gap before going down. But if we pull back, I'm going to expect it to break out. I'm in a very rough position with my trading style to take advantage of the shorting opportunity because I don't trade based on fundamentals. I tried trading based on fundamentals and I lost money over here going short. So now I'm only using technicals. And based on technicals, my style of trading with technicals did not allow me to take a short at any point here. Sure, the Fibonacci line was there, but we kind of broke it. And then we kept gapping to the downside. So if my TA style doesn't allow me to enter the short in the S&P and the S&P goes to 1,000, then so be it. I'm not gonna break rules. I've lost too much money breaking rules. I'll wait. I'll stay patient. Maybe we'll pull back up. And maybe my TA will give me a new selling opportunity, but it doesn't look like it will at any point. So it's a bit of an issue, but that's okay. There's other assets. There's always other assets. All right, we got a few more questions. Thoughts on Bitcoin 12-hour EMA Golden Cross? I don't know. Let's see. I haven't been using the 12-hour chart all that much. I wouldn't pay too much attention to the Golden Cross. I mean, here's the Golden Cross that I have right here. Looks like 20 versus 200, and that's the 50. No comment. I don't think it's that important. I don't think it's that interesting. I don't find the 12-hour chart that interesting right now. There was a 9, of course, and we're still consolidating. Huge CMF. That is very bullish. But your MACD just crossed over, and that's bearish. And your RSI just crossed over, and that's bearish. Very mixed signals. Very mixed signals here. How do you view the sell in May and go away theory? Have you ever looked into the back testing of it for traditional stock markets? So I'm a believer in sell in May and go away. I have used it several times successfully back in my trading days. That is something that I find very legitimate. I don't remember if I personally did back testing, but I've certainly seen enough back testing on sell in May and go away. There's a problem with sell in May and go away. And the biggest problem with sell in May and go away is that May is 30 days long. I have seen May be some of the most bullish months. Sell in May and go away, you sell on May 2nd, and May has a gigantic return in the stock market, and you're like, well, it's not going to happen. So you get in on May 29th or May 30th, and that's when the market just tanks. I've also seen it the opposite way, where the market's rallying and is doing really good. Hey, sell in May and go away, but it's not going to crash on May 1st. I still have some time. And then the next thing you know, it crashes on May 1st into 2nd. So I like sell in May and go away, but it's still hard to time the market. It's not that easy. Unfortunately, we've already been selling, and we're still down 16%. May just started. So once again, we're at the dilemma. This was April 30th. So are we already in sell in May and go away? Or are we going to rally to 3,000 and then top on May 30th? You know, look, we're rising right now. So it sounds simple and easy, but in reality, it's not. By the way, in case anyone's wondering what that sound just was, that was, I'm sitting on an exercise ball, which is why you don't see a chair behind me. And there's a tile floor. So the plastic of the ball sticks to the floor. Here we are rising. That's good. Run into, if we break out above this, if we break out above this line, I think it's going to be a nice bullish day. I have to draw the line. Well, we can just say we make a new swing high. All of these are about even. So if we break 28.15, I'm expecting a nice breakout in the market. Let's go back to Bitcoin. And this is certainly rallying Bitcoin a little bit. JP Morgan, IBM, Microsoft, Amazon are buying. Wait, what happened? Are buying Ethereum. No, they're not. They're not buying Ethereum. They're not that stupid. Maybe IBM. They're not buying Ethereum. Whoever told you that is a liar. For what reason and why are they so stupid? Well, they're not buying Ethereum. They're not that dumb. I hope they're not that dumb. They're just using the Ethereum code, cloning it and using Ethereum without the downside of the Ethereum scam token. If they're even doing that, I doubt they are. Is money printing also bullish for stable coins? Tether and other USD stable coins? Not really. It's irrelevant. It's indifferent. Trust me, Tether could be could hold more money with or without the latest money printing. Thoughts on Canaan? Good question. Man, I wish I wish I traded that one. I haven't looked through my stock list in a while. We're still at 1,300 viewers, guys. All right, why is this not scrolling down? Canaan is somewhere near the bottom. There it is. There's Canaan. I thought it had 2 A's. Yeah, it's 2 A's. Man, Canaan's doing good. It's doing good. I totally missed the buying opportunity down here. Very disappointed. I wouldn't buy into it now. I wouldn't buy into it right now. Missed my 100% upswing, unfortunately. And there was a 9 here. We're on a 7 now. We had a bad day on Friday. I wouldn't buy into it right now. But it's bullish. Certainly bullish. How's fake meat doing? God, this is terrible. It's holding up. It's holding up well. No comment. It's bearish, but earnings is coming. I do have a position in Norwegian that isn't doing too good, but it's bullish. Let's see if we can break out to a new high here. If the market rallies with more money printing. All right, what else we got? I see the article that says that JP Morgan, IBM, Microsoft, and Amazon, but the article is from crypto-news-flash.com. Let's see if the Wall Street Journal validates something like this, okay? I'm not Excuse me for not trusting a news site I never heard of in the crypto space. Come on, be serious. Maybe if CoinDesk wrote the article. Maybe Cointelegraph. Tone, would you look at the Baltic Dry Index and also talk a little about it? Sure. Let me see. What's the ticker for that? I know what it is. I've dealt with this thing in the past, back in my previous life. I don't know what the ticker for the Baltic Dry Index is, unfortunately. The Baltic Dry Index is an index of shipping. So when it rises, it means there's more demand for shipping goods around the world. And when it falls, there's less demand for shipping goods around the world. And back in the day when I was doing risk analysis for a hedge fund, one of them was very focused on the Baltic Dry Index. Grin is a shipper. I want an index though, not a. Right. I don't want a single shipping company out of the US. That doesn't, and it looks terrible. This looks like it can go to zero. But I would love to look at the Baltic Dry Index. You can Google for it. The thing is, like, I don't know if it'll be a static chart or a 9 hours ago. Okay. So here it is. Here's your Baltic Dry Index. It's doing better now than in February. That's a good sign. This is, and look where it tops. See, it topped in September. So the Baltic Dry Index is very, very good. It is usually a huge leader. So you can see where it tops. It topped in September. The market's topped in February. So this was 6 months ahead. Okay, here's where the market topped. So when the market topped, the Baltic Dry Index bottomed. Talk about predicting what's going to happen 6 months down the line. So I guess people saw it coming. The Baltic Dry Index is reported daily by Baltic Exchange in London. The index provides a benchmark for the price of moving the major raw materials by sea. Ironically, they call it dry, not the wet index. It's moving by sea. The index tracks rates of capsize, Panamax, Supramax vessels that ferry dry bulk commodities. The Baltic Dry Index is not restricted to Baltic Sea countries or to a few commodities like crude oil. Instead, the Baltic Dry Index takes into account 23 different shipping routes carrying coal, iron ore, grains, and many other commodities. So there you go. So it's shipping of commodities by water. That's the Baltic Dry Index. It topped 6 months before the top in the market, and it bottomed right here. So we're now rising on the Baltic Dry Index. We topped on it in April, and it's starting to come down. So how do you overlay that against the stock market? I'm not sure. You can do some research. You could probably look at it on a 25-year history scale. And look at that. The Baltic Dry Index peaked in April of 2008. So it didn't predict the crash by a lot. It also peaked in September of 2007. That is a nice 6 to 9 months before the crash, but then it had one more spike right before the crash. So it's not perfectly useful. It also topped in 2005. but we didn't have a huge crash in 2006 or 7. Clearly, it's not as high as it used to be. But something to keep an eye on, for sure, from a fundamental perspective. All right, when is the next news show on your channel? I don't know, but Willie is going to come on next week. Willie Woo is going to come on next week, and we're doing an epic 8-hour podcast for the halving. The halving is coming. We're going to do, I'll stay up all night if I have to. I don't know what time the halving is going to take place, but we'll start streaming a few hours before the halving, and I will try to have as many guests as I can on the show. All right, we've got an hour. I need to wrap this up. We're going to take a look at the S&P one more time. And there we are. Boom, breakout. Like I said, above 28.15, we should have a breakout, and we're looking at a breakout. Of course, we can reverse in the next 5 minutes, but for now, it's looking good. And Bitcoin should probably also be rising. It's hanging in there. It's hanging in there fairly well. I still think the market is going to correct. I still think the market's going to go down, and Bitcoin along with it. I think it's possible for us to stay above 8,000. But unless we stay at 9,000 another 3 to 4 days, then we could hold this area. Otherwise, unlikely. And that's it. My longer term views have not changed. I am still looking for a pullback on the daily scale, or that was the daily chart. Still looking for a pullback to at least 8K. I could back away from that once we continue to consolidate in the zone or start to rise quickly. And my longer term view has not changed. I think this year is going to be a struggle. I don't think we're going to go below $5,000-$6,000 area. I think we're staying above that, but I also don't see a moonshot until the end of 2021. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Please support by using the store or the affiliate page. And I will go ahead and cut the live feed, and I will see you all on the next one. I got to figure out my microphone situation. This might be better, but it's actually kind of annoying. I don't like having the microphone in my face. I would rather have it like just outside my view. But now the audio is probably significantly smaller, but adjusting. So we'll keep working on that. And thank you all so much for watching. See you all on the next one. Buy all dips. We're in a bull market, guys. Bye all.